L'état-major général des armées a le plaisir d'informer l'opinion nationale et
The General Staff of the Armed Forces is pleased to inform national and international opinion of the seizure of a large quantity of equipment destined for a terrorist organization operating in Mali.
Welcome to AfriPlus News Channel, your #1 destination for honest, thought-provoking, and unapologetically African news analysis. If this is your first time here, we welcome you warmly. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you for being part of this growing family of conscious Africans and global citizens. Before we get into today's explosive report, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future reports that dig beneath the surface to expose the deeper truths behind the headlines. Now let's get into today's development. Mali is winning again. Yes, you heard that right. In a powerful move, the Malian army has intercepted military equipment allegedly meant for terrorist groups operating within the region. According to reports, these weapons were manufactured in Asia, yet no specific country was named. Why is the origin of these weapons being masked? Who is behind the supply chain fueling these terrorist activities? Could it be that some global powers are playing a double game, condemning terrorism publicly while supporting it covertly to destabilize rising African nations?
The General Staff of the Armed Forces is pleased to inform national and international opinion of the seizure of a large quantity of equipment destined for a terrorist organization operating in Mali. The 10 equipment is composed as follows: 20 pneumatic cannons with their reloading device, 4,000 sergeants, 3,200 quarter-winged pairs of rangers, 4,000 line outfits, 100 khaki collar outfits, quarter-current macarons with terrorist group inscription, 1,400 sketches with terrorist group inscription, 20 Shanghai cartons. This equipment, which was cynically intended to reinforce the logistics of the terrorists, was made up in one Asian country and then sent back to one country in the sub-region. This important seizure was made possible by, 1. Perfect coordination between the intelligence services of the countries of the Confederation of Sahel States, supported by one sister country, one other. This operational achievement confirms, if necessary, the involvement of a foreign entity in supporting the terrorist group. In view of the seriousness of the facts, investigations were immediately launched by the competent judicial structures in order to shed light on this umpteenth attempt to destabilize our states. The General Staff of the Armed Forces congratulates the intelligence services, the defense and security forces of the United States and its experienced allies for their promptness and professionalism. It reassures them that no effort will be made to return peace and quiet to the people.
This is not just about Mali. It is a much broader warning to the entire African continent. If military-grade weapons are being smuggled into Africa without clear documentation, who really benefits from the chaos and insecurity that follows? Could this be part of a calculated agenda to weaken nations like Mali that are choosing sovereignty over foreign dependency? And most importantly, how many more weapons have already made it through undetected? As if that is not enough, in a shocking twist, Western forces and the African Union are now issuing mandates that seem to restrict African nations from confronting Fulani terrorist groups within their own borders. These are the same extremist factions responsible for countless killings, displacements, and destruction across the Sahel. Yet instead of supporting decisive national actions, foreign powers are calling for restraint. Why? What exactly is the interest behind protecting militants under the cover of ethnicity? What does this mean for African sovereignty, security, and the future of the fight against terror on our continent? For years now, the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, made up of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger, has been on a new path. Despite numerous attacks, this alliance has been consistently defeating the so-called insurgents. The victories are not accidental. These are coordinated defenses by sovereign African states who no longer want to be at the mercy of foreign-sponsored terror or puppet governments. And yet, here lies the bigger question. Who is sponsoring these terrorists? Who has the money, technology, and logistical capacity to smuggle advanced weapons into war-torn regions like the Sahel? Is it just random non-state actors? Or are there shadowy global interests deliberately trying to cripple the emergence of a self-reliant African bloc? What global structures benefit when Africa is weak and unstable?
Western media is warning Russia forces and Mali military to stop unaliving the Fulanis in Mali. They have actually published on their pages that Mali is unaliving their civilians, not the terrorists, as they claim. You won't believe, just the other day, I actually posted for you the way the Fulani boys have been unalived and others have been arrested because they were trying to destabilize Mali. And now the Western media is propagating that those were civilians, they were not the terrorists. You won't believe this Western media. And these are the people who have been funding these Fulani boys, giving them food, giving them everything to ensure that Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger has destabilized. And these people had evidences about these terrorists. They had ammunition, they had knives, they had guns, they had everything that showed that these people were not good people. They were trying to destabilize the economy, the country of Mali. And now the Western media is defending them. They are saying those people who were arrested should be released with immediate effect. What's your point of view as a fellow African?
Let us be honest with ourselves. Africa is changing, and this terrifies certain global establishments. For the first time in decades, we are seeing African countries take back control of their resources, their military operations, and even their foreign policy. The AES states have cut ties with certain old colonial ties and rejected foreign military bases on their soil. Is it just a coincidence that these same countries are now facing increased terrorist activities, or is this blowback from refusing to play the puppet? These are not rhetorical questions. These are questions every African must ask themselves. Who wants Africa in chains, and why? If our people are finally rising, why is terror being injected like poison into our veins? Could these weapons intercepted in Mali have changed the course of the region if they had not been caught? Could they have killed innocent villagers, overrun military bases, and sent a message that Africa cannot defend itself? But now, the tables are turning. These victories by Mali and the AES are not just military wins, they are psychological victories. They are reshaping the narrative of Africa as a victim. We are now seeing Africa as a power, capable of defending itself, defining its future, and standing tall in the face of neo-colonial aggression. And this is why this moment is so powerful. To all our viewers watching this from Nigeria, Ghana, South Africa, Kenya, the diaspora in the US, UK, France, and beyond, ask yourself this: if African nations can win against terrorism without relying on foreign troops, what does that mean for the future of the continent? What does that mean for ECOWAS, for the African Union, and for regional peace? Why aren't global media platforms celebrating these AES victories? Why is silence the response when Africa wins? Could it be that some powerful institutions are not interested in a strong, united Africa? At AfriPlus News, we believe that these are the stories that must be told. Because while the global media might ignore these victories, we will not. Our people deserve to know the truth. Our youth deserve to see that strength and victory are possible on African soil. Our elders deserve to witness the Africa they dreamed of, an Africa that refuses to bow. But it doesn't stop here. This latest development raises another chilling concern. How many other terrorist groups are being armed in similar ways? Is Mali the exception or the rule? How many other countries are unknowingly under threat from externally sponsored insurgency? Are we seeing the early stages of a broader conflict designed to keep Africa in turmoil? Now more than ever, we must be alert. We must ask hard questions. We must engage with information critically, not emotionally, because information is the first weapon of any war, and ignorance is its first casualty. So to you, our dear viewers, we ask, what do you think about this development? Who do you believe is behind these weapons? And why is Mali succeeding where others have failed? Drop your thoughts, questions, and analysis in the comment section below. Let's make it a place for respectful, bold, and courageous dialogue. Your voice matters. Before we conclude, let us not forget that freedom comes at a cost. And the battle for Africa's future is no longer just about guns and bullets. It is about truth, information, unity, and resistance. The fight is on. whether we acknowledge it or not. The Sahel is only the beginning. We will continue to bring you these updates because our loyalty is not to institutions. It is to the people of Africa. So please, if you find value in this kind of content, support us. Join our channel membership or give us a super thanks to help us grow and continue this important work. Our community, and together, we will change the narrative. Disclaimer, this report is based on verified information publicly available at the time of recording, including regional military reports and local news sources. This content is for educational and informational purposes only. We do not promote hate, violence, or misinformation of any kind. We aim to promote critical thinking, sovereignty, and constructive dialogue within the framework of YouTube's community guidelines. Thank you once again for watching AfriPlus News Channel. Don't forget to like this video, share it with others who need to hear this truth, and subscribe for more relevant African-centered analysis. The future is ours to define. Let's define it with knowledge, courage, and unity. Until next time, stay informed, stay conscious, stay proud.